Hello, everybody. This is Professor Hill. This is another brief video for our class, Introduction to Ethics 2306. Hey, look, it's Friday, the 26th of May. And so I wanted to give you an update on a couple things, not least of which is to let you know that I've graded the assignments that were due last night. This was the group study problem, set off some interesting debates. Like, for example, is this an academic issue or not? I'll talk about that in just a second and tell you how this true story turned out. And then I'll circle back around to the assignment that's due tomorrow. Discussion number 6, that's the student's cartoon. Again, a fascinating case and a true story. And again, I'll tell you how that one ended after you turn in all your answers tomorrow. So Saturday, midnight, turn in all of your submissions, comment on the fellow students. And then Sunday, tune in for the answer, and I'll let you know how that one turned out. But for today, let's go back to the students. True story, actually happened just like this. And what happened at the time was, I was the guy who, this true story, who was in charge of non-academic judicial affairs, meaning that this was like students that got into a fight or got caught drinking, all that kind of stuff outside of the classroom discipline fell under judicial affairs, and that was my job for 4 years. Handled 1,000 cases in 4 years, so it was crazy. Anyway, turns out that the academic dean comes to me and goes, look, I don't even know if this is an academic case or not. It happened outside of the classroom. There was this money, but they didn't take it. What do you think about all this? And so finally I said, okay, this sounds like it's not a judicial matter. It sounds like it is an academic matter. And so your professor is going to have to decide what influence all of this had on the students' assignment. They had a group assignment. They were supposed to do this stuff together. They're going to get a grade, but it wasn't like the group got one single grade. They were all being graded individually, even though they were working as a group. So the one guy who didn't come to anything, even though he was allowed to, the group did present in the end. He did present the work he had done himself, not the stuff his fellow students had prepared for him. But the professor did not mark down the other students. He did mark down the one student with the $400, but he marked him down for skipping all of the group meetings and for not being a good member of the group, not communicating, all the stuff he was supposed to do, which of course caused lots of headaches for the other members of the group. They decided, so in the end, he got marked down on that assignment, but passed the class. And there were some people who were uneasy with that. The academic dean, who turned it back over to the professor and said, look, it's your call. Judicial affairs didn't want it. I'm going to respect whatever you do. When the professor made the decision just to mark him down on the assignment but pass the class, then the dean, I think, felt a little bad because he was thinking there would be a harsher punishment. He really thought that the student would end up failing the class and not just that assignment. But to his credit, the dean did let the decision of the professor stand. That's what he said would happen, and then he just lived with it. I did think it was an interesting class because the whole case study is fascinating because it raised a lot of interesting issues. In the end, I was okay with the decision of the professor because in the end, the student used his own work. It wasn't like he had paid them and they used the work that they had done. That would have been a fundamentally different thing. But it's a close call. And it is kind of, it raises this issue about an attempted crime, which is a fascinating area of criminal law. But in this case, that's how it turned out. Now, look, we end up with another fascinating question for tomorrow. Of course, Saturday, the 27th, we have due the next one, discussion number 6, the student's cartoon. That is a crazy story, in part because the student did it, but he drew the cartoon, but didn't deliver it. It was delivered by somebody else. He threw it away. That makes the intent really, oh, that puts it all into question. Makes it a tough case. And I can tell you this, you will never believe how this one ends. So I'll tell you that on Sunday after you've submitted all of your input for the case study. Anyway, again, the grades are up. People are doing really well. There's a couple of people that missed it. Again, please submit. Even if late, you'll still get some points. I marked down for being late, but it's better than getting nothing. So anyway, keep up the good work. Keep reading those chapters, incorporating that into the submissions. Wrestle with, the student's cartoon, and let me know what you think about that one. And again, I'll let you know how it turned out. Again, true story on Sunday. Until then, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.